Welcome to Winsdays, where we celebrate our wins. We are in the winner's circle. I am Pastor Jay, or Coach Jay. You can call me Coach Jay on Wednesdays because it's my job, my responsibility, my joy, my passion to help get us to the winner's circle, to get us to the finish line. It's midweek. It's Wednesday. Some people call it hump day. We get to this point of the week where we need some inspiration. We need a little bit of something, a little bit of a pick-me-up to get us over the hurdle. We need to hear something encouraging, something motivating, something divine, something direct from God, something from heaven, something that's going to stir us, stir the pot for our minds, our bodies, our spirits, our souls. So if you got a win, I want you to drop it in the chat. What's some win that you've experienced this week? Did anything happen at work? Did anything happen physically? Did anything happen with your family? Any wins to report? Anything that happened that you are willing and open to share? I continue my streak of getting up at 5:30 and getting to the gym every morning to touch some weights, to really focus on getting my body straight. The more I get my body straight, as I move this cord out the way, the more I get my body straight, I do realize that it's a connection to my mind. If your body is strong, it's going to help you have a strong mind. It's going to have you have a strong spirit, a strong will. So every morning, 5:30 a.m., it doesn't matter if I'm sleepy, I get up, I'm ready, I'm sleeping in my gym clothes, I pop up out of bed, I'm to the gym, I get that 45 minutes to an hour in, and then I'm ready for the day. I'm ready for work. I'm ready to get to it. I'm ready to see what does the day have for me, and I take it on. Yesterday, I felt I had another win. There was another win that happened yesterday. my son finished recording his first song that he ever wrote. I had the privilege of recording him right here at our home studio. That's a win. So drop your wins in the chat. If you have a win, I want you to drop that in the chat. I'm glad that you all are here on today. My wife, beautiful wife, Stacy, is here. Good evening to you. Christina Addison, good evening to you. Janice Wilson, good evening to you. Wednesdays are meant to be that time of week right here. I want Wednesdays to be something that is like a spiritual, inspirational nugget that gets us to a breakthrough. And I want to start this off with a quote. I saw this quote today, and I had to take this down because today we want to talk about our self-image. Self-image. How your self-image shapes your success. How you see yourself. And this quote came from former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt. Very simple quote. It says, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." Boy, when I read that quote today, it did something to me. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Has anyone ever said anything to you that was a put down? Has anyone ever said something to you that was off-putting? Has anyone ever said anything to you that downright hurt your feelings? That was hateful, that was rude, that was crude, that was crass, that was belligerent, that made you really want to go upside their head. It made you really like rethink your whole life. And it may have made you rethink their whole life and their whole existence. That's because we gave that person consent to project their thoughts onto us and accept their thoughts onto us as truth. Now, when they said these things to you that made you feel inferior, was it right? No, it was not right. Should they have done it? No, they should not have done it. Were they being judgmental? Yes, they were being judgmental. But see, what you're going to get today is different from a Sunday morning message. I'm going to give you something that's a little bit different from what you're going to get on a Sunday morning, because I don't want to sit here and talk about your haters, and I don't want to give you a scripture that backs this up. I want to talk about you inside of this quote and how you see yourself, because what someone says about you, the idea that they have crafted in your mind, once you have it solidified that this is a credible source, you have given them the consent to override your own thoughts about you. So someone talks about what you got on. I don't like that color on you. Why you wear your hair like that? Why you driving that kind of car? You didn't pay your bill on time. You didn't do that. And the minute that person says something to you, it digs into you and it ends up making you feel a little bit inferior. Because listen, most of the battles that we are fighting aren't out there in the world. It isn't outward. The things that people say to us are truly affecting the inward part. It's because we are fighting inwardly. We are actually dealing with being what I call our own worst critic. So because we've become our own worst critic, when another critic outside says something, it affirms it and confirms it in us. And now this is where we end up getting what I call the second guessing syndrome. You like what you got on. You like your hair. You like the idea for your business. You like the things that you're doing. But here you go seeking advice. Wise counsel is a good thing. Having a mentor is a good thing. Having somebody that you can bounce some ideas off of is a good thing. However, it only truly becomes a good thing once you are truly secure with the image that you have of yourself. And that when you begin to share your ideas, your thoughts, your insecurities, what have you, when someone else begins to project something onto you, if your self-image is fragile, you will begin to crumble every single time somebody brings something to you. So Eleanor Roosevelt was right. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. That consent means that you've already been feeling inferior about yourself. All this person did was give you a trigger for that thought to continue to manifest about yourself. There was a man by the name of Maxwell Maltz. He was a plastic surgeon, and he is actually one of the people that has helped to shape the idea of self-image over the past 100 years. He wrote a book called Psycho-Cybernetics. And he said that there were two types of people that he encountered while he was doing plastic surgery. You had people who may have had very harsh scars or burns, or they may have been in an accident and cut really badly. And he fixed their scar. And those people, some of the people that he fixed their scar, they went away and they were extremely satisfied with the work, and they went on to live amazing lives. But then there are other people, after he fixed their scar or their imperfection or what have you, they still saw the scar as being there. He said they were stuck in insecurity. Stuck. How many people have we encountered before that we have seen that were stuck? Good evening, Naisha. Good evening, Deborah Trapp. How many people have you ever encountered that were stuck in insecurity? So here this surgeon is removing a scar from a person, and the scar is taken away, and the person looks in the mirror and they still see it. This is where the issues of body dysmorphia and all these other different kind of things begin to happen, because somewhere in your mind, you are saying, I'm imperfect, I'm not good enough, and I need something else to happen for me to feel better about myself. And I'm here to tell you, until you see yourself as better, until you see yourself as winning, until you see yourself as being successful, that self-image is either going to propel you and launch you, or it's going to hold you back. Two people had the same surgery, same type of scars removed. One goes on to live an amazing life, and the other still sees the scar there. We've seen people who've lost massive amounts of weight. They may have lost 100 pounds, but they could still see themselves as being fat or obese. And people look at them and go, man, you look amazing. And they can say, I don't feel amazing. There's something else that I want to do. Now, I do believe in sometimes you have a goal that you're setting, and on the path of your goal, you might say, I'm laser focused on hitting this goal, right? You can be laser focused, and sometimes people can say to you, oh, you don't need to do no more. But there is a level of focus that you do have to step in. But sometimes we hit our goals And we think even after we hit our goals, we're dissatisfied. That's because it's linking back to a self-image. Because changing your outside does not matter if your inside picture stays the same. No matter the other outward things that you do, you can buy clothes, you can buy shoes, you can buy cars, you can do all the fancy stuff. You can buy a Rolex. You can do all that stuff. But if the inside of you is an ugly picture of yourself, you will only see yourself as ugly. You will only see yourself as never having enough. You will only see yourself as struggling. So the goal right now is, Pastor Jay, Coach Jay, what am I supposed to do? It's simplicity right here. The first thing is you got to think about how you think about yourself. During the day, catch yourself when you start to think. Like, catch yourself. Either have a notepad or your phone, taking notes. Take inventory of what you are thinking about and how you're thinking about it. Do you have an optimistic point of view or a pessimistic point of view? It's very simple. Optimistic is when people think glass half full. Pessimistic, glass half empty. Do you see things as a glass half full, glass half empty? Most of the time, you will be able to truly assess how you see yourself. Become a judge, not a critic. Don't be a critic. Become a judge. Become an assessor of yourself. Try to become someone who comes outside of yourself to see, okay, how can I begin to correctly judge myself, to correct those negative things, those areas of my life where my self-image is not on point. Next thing we need to do is have a faith and mindset connection to our self-image. Because if you don't have a faith connection to your self-image, you're really going to be up the creek. Genesis 1:27 says, we were made in God's image. So if we start there, if we were made from God, if we were made out of perfection, that means we were perfectly made. We were made perfect. So why do you go around saying nobody's perfect when we were all made perfect? You were perfectly made. So if you start with the framework of we're made in God's image, that means we're perfectly made. Stop saying no one's perfect. We all make mistakes. That is a cop-out. That's a cop-out. We shouldn't even be dwelling on our mistakes. Mistakes are a side note. Mistakes do not make up the foundation of who we are. Mistakes are not the main course. You see what I'm saying? See, a lot of people have made our mistakes, our blunders, our errors in judgment, the things that we've done, things that we've said. We've made those things the main thing. We've made those things the main course. Pastors who want to talk about sin all the time. We want to talk about sin and our mistakes and being evil, and that is not the main course. The main course is Genesis 1:27. We were made in God's image and in his likeness. So if I'm made in his image, I'm made in his likeness. That means I'm like God. So that means there's a source. So you go back to the source. God, show me what's in me. Change these these negative patterns, change the framework of how I'm seeing me. That means you're starting from a place of worth. When you think about being made in God's image, you are starting from a place of value. Type that in the chat. My life has value. Type that in the chat. My life has value. There's so much value that is on your life. There's so much value that you are carrying that is beyond financial, that is beyond what money can quantify, that is so far beyond what people have seen already. Your life has so much value. When you think about being made in the image of God, you are looking at a valuable asset. Your life is a valuable asset. So if you are trying to create a new self-image, you would never down something that is valuable. When you go into a store to look at an expensive watch, they handle it with extreme care. They put on gloves, they have whatever type of cloth to handle it with. Why do they handle it that way? Because the watch is valuable. You handle valuable things in a valuable way. So when you begin to see your life, when you begin to see yourself as valuable, you will begin to handle your life in a valuable way. You will carry yourself as if your life has extreme value. Now, let's go back to that original quote that Eleanor Roosevelt said. She said that no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Basically saying no one can make you feel invaluable unless you begin to think that you are not valuable. When people say things that put you down, when people diminish you, they diminish your worth, they diminish your skills, they diminish your talent, they diminish whatever it is that you bring to the table. You are allowing them to do that. And sometimes we're going to have to back out of those situations. It may cause for some people to leave their current jobs. If you're in a place where you're being talked about and neglected, not being valued, it's time to get on Indeed. It's time to get on LinkedIn. It's time to update that resume and start working on it and plan your exit. Any time, any place where you are not being valued appropriately, and you'll know if you're not being valued. You feel it in your heart, you feel it in your spirit. Start planning your exit strategy. Because the last thing that you need is to be somewhere where you're not valued and all you're doing is complaining about it. Complaining about not being valued never causes for you to be valued. It never will. It never has. It never will. That person stands in a place of power. So a person who is in a place of power that doesn't value you, once you recognize that, plan your exit and get a strategy to leave, increase your value for the next place that you go. And I guarantee you that person in their mind will begin to have a new level of respect for you. They may even go, wait. I didn't mean to treat you that way. How can I fix it? See, when a question comes, how can I fix it? That's when you know you stepped into true value. The people who can speak truth to power. I had a situation before where I was speaking truth to power. I sent an email somewhere and I was very disgruntled about something. And I got a phone call. And the phone call, I shared my thoughts. I did a little bit of venting. And then the person heard me on the other end. And he was in a place of power and a place of authority. He did not argue with me. The next thing he said was, "You're absolutely right. How can I fix it?" And I said, "Wow." I said, "Wow, God, that's how that works?" He said, "Yeah, you got to be prepared. When you understand your value and you stand in it, the next question often comes, how can we fix it? What do you want to do? Where do we go from here?" A lot of times we can be so used to not being seen, not being heard, not being valued, not being respected, that we just think that venting is the answer. But the next stage is, once you begin to see yourself walking upright, having the confidence, having the self-image that's necessary to win, God is going to put you into a place where you can have whatever it is that you're asking for. So I want to tie this all together. Did you realize that your brain is a success mechanism? So being created in the image of God means that you have this computer in your mind. You have a high speed processing computer that is greater than an Apple computer, is greater than an iPhone, is greater than an Android, is greater than AI, is greater than Google, is greater than Tesla, is greater than all that. Your brain is a success mechanism. Why do I say it's greater than all those things? Because a human with a brain created all these tools that we use now. However, if you keep feeding it failure and doubt, it will only aim at what you feed it. Your brain will only go to the place where you feed it. If you feed your brain exercise, your body will be strong. If you feed your brain high quality art, you will be creative. If you feed your brain the word of God, you will grow in faith. Whatever it is that you tie into your brain, that you feed your brain, it's going to aim at that. So if you feed it confidence, if you feed it truth, if you feed it belief, if you feed it high self-worth and value, positive words of affirmations, it's going to aim at that. So I'm going to give you some practical things that you can do to build your self-image. Number one, stop rehearsing failure. Stop rehearsing failure. Stop rehearsing it. Stop it. Stop saying they're going to reject me for the loan. I'm not going to get the job. I'm not going to get accepted into that school. I'm going to be rejected if I propose to this person. They're not going to go out on a date with me. This isn't going to happen. Our interest rates are going to go sky high. We're going to lose a home. We're going to go on a foreclosure. All these things. You're beginning to rehearse rejection, rehearse failure. The best salesmen understand they may knock on a lot of doors and get a lot of no's, but they're rehearsing in their mind and imagining the yeses. Start imagining your yeses. Start imagining the success before it happens. Before you go to the doctor and take the test, start imagining clean bill of health. Before you go to the bank to get the loan, start imagining it's accepted. When you get the idea for the business, start imagining that it scales. Number two, start practicing success in your mind. Practice it in your mind. So you're going to stop rehearsing failure and you're going to start practicing success. So take 5 minutes a day to imagine yourself walking in confidence, finishing strong, and speaking boldly. Number three, speak what you see. Affirm yourself. Affirm your value. Affirm that you're capable. Affirm that you're built for this. Affirm that I have a winner's attitude. Affirm that you're made in the image of God and he made you full of purpose and he made you full of value. So this week, I want you to really see your life as being full of value. See yourself as that person that's winning. See yourself in a new position. See yourself leveling up. See yourself with a greater self-image that you've ever seen. Erase the noise. Put the mute on the negative noise, and turn up the volume on the positive words. Father in heaven, I thank you for this time that you've allowed for us to share and speak over their lives. I thank you for these winners. I thank you for their testimonies. Thank you for those who are watching live, those who may be watching on the replay, that you, Father, will help them to create a new self-image for their lives, a new self-image that will be indestructible, that nobody would be able to tarnish, damage, or ruin the things that you've called for them to do and called for them to be. We thank you for it. We thank you that our lives have value, and we thank you that you've called for us to be winners. In Jesus' name, amen. Listen, thank you for tuning in today. This is Wednesdays. I'm Pastor Jay. We'll see you this coming Sunday for our Sunday morning live stream. I love you. Peace and blessings.